Only the dead have seen the end of war. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. The beginning is the most important part of the work. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. Love is a serious mental disease. Human behavior flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. A good decision is based on knowledge and not on numbers. You can discover more about a person in an hour of play than in a year of conversation. We are twice armed if we fight with faith. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. Music is a moral law. It gives soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and charm and gaiety to life and to everything. The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. To be conquered by yourself is of all things most shameful and vile. Every heart sings a song, incomplete, until another heart whispers back. Those who wish to sing always find a song. At the touch of a lover, everyone becomes a poet. Wise men speak, because they have something to say, fools because they have to say something. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Do not train a child to learn by force or harshness, but direct them to it by what amuses their minds, so that you may be better able to discover with accuracy the peculiar bent of the genius of each. One of the penalties for refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. There are two things a person should never be angry at: what they can help, and what they cannot. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. Death is not the worst that can happen to men. Desires are only the lack of something, and those who have the greatest desires are in a worse condition than those who have none, or very slight ones. If women are expected to do the same work as men, we must teach them the same things. Ignorance, the root and the stem of every evil. No human thing is of serious importance. There is no such thing as a lover's oath. Thinking is the talking of the soul with itself. No evil can happen to a good man, either in life or after death. Let every man remind their descendants that they also are soldiers who must not desert the ranks of their ancestors, or from cowardice fall behind. Poetry is nearer to vital truth than history. The direction in which education starts a man will determine his future life. The more the pleasures of the body fade away, the greater to me is the pleasure and charm of conversation. Democracy is a charming form of government, full of variety and disorder, and dispensing a sort of equality to equals and unequal alike. Many men are loved by their enemies, and hated by their friends, and are the friends of their enemies, and the enemies of their friends. If a man can be properly said to love something, it must be clear that he feels affection for it as a whole, and does not love part of it to the exclusion of the rest. Was not this, what we spoke of as the great advantage of wisdom, to know what is known and what is unknown to us? He who commits injustice is ever made more wretched than he who suffers it. People are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. No one ever teaches well who wants to teach, or governs well who wants to govern. There are two things a person should never be angry at, what they can help, and what they cannot. He whom love touches, not walks in darkness. Good actions give strength to ourselves, and inspire good actions in others. Life must be lived as play. If a man neglects education, he walks lame, to the end of his life. This city is what it is, because our citizens are what they are. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound, so they that have the least wit are the greatest babblers. Everything that deceives may be said to enchant. He who is of a calm and happy nature will hardly feel the pressure of age. But to him who is of an opposite disposition, youth and age are equally a burden. Love is born into every human being, it calls back the halves of our original nature together, it tries to make one out of two, and heal the wound of human nature. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. Attention to health is life's greatest hindrance. It is impossible to improve the world, if first the man does not improve. The greatest mistake in the treatment of diseases is that there are physicians for the body, and physicians for the soul, although the two cannot be separated. Virtue is the desire of things, honorable, and the power of attaining them. Because it is correct to make a priority of young people, taking care that they turn out, as well as possible. It is only just that anything that grows up on its own, should feel it has nothing to repay for an upbringing, which it owes no one. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. Love is a great spirit. Everything spiritual is in between God and mortal. There is in every one of us, even those who seem to be most moderate, a type of desire that is terrible, wild, and lawless. Thank you for listening to these life-changing quotes. Subscribe to our channel, so you can listen more life-changing quotes of different inspiring people.